right, welcome here to Laker Landing Edition 3 with visitors today from the Lakeland College volleyball team. We have head coach ASHLI WICKER, along with freshman Morgan Parsons and freshman LARA CALDIERA and CAROLE SOUZA. Those are our guests here today, and we want to welcome them to our landing. And we're going to find out a little bit about what the volleyball team has been doing as we see the cat mentoring in Morgan's background there. So that's one that we'll see on the blooper roll, right? So welcome, ladies. Thanks for coming today. And let's start with you, ASHLI. Obviously, this pandemic has affected everyone, and I'm sure the volleyball team is no exception. I guess the silver lining for you is it wasn't in the middle of a season. It was during the off season, but I'm sure it still had an impact. So can you tell us a little bit about how specifically this has impacted you and your team?
Yeah, fortunately, we were in only spring season, but our hearts definitely go out to feeling for our baseball and softball and our women's basketball team that was getting ready to go to nationals. So we were in a bit of a different situation where we were in the middle of our spring season just training, but it did get cut short. We weren't able to compete at all, so we didn't even really get on the court. The first month of our preseason, we spent a lot of time in the fitness center. So we were really just, after spring break, we were getting ready to get on the court. And of course, that's the part that the girls typically usually like the most. And so we really haven't seen the court very much since November. So that's a long time of not being able to touch a volleyball. That's really how we've been impacted, and just looking at the future of being curious of how it will impact us later on in the fall.
Well, and that was going to be my follow-up question. Obviously, there are still a lot of question marks surrounding this whole issue, but I guess from a hopeful perspective, what are you possibly going to get done this summer? Is there anything you can get done in the summer, or do you typically do much in the summer?
Yeah, so it's affected we usually host summer tournaments for those are one of our big fundraisers. We have high school teams come in. And those high school athletes are visiting campus. So it's really benefiting Lakeland College too. And so those are not being scheduled, or those aren't happening at all. And that's a chance that the girls get to meet each other too before August, before our season starts. So that's been affected. Besides that, and open gyms, I guess, would be another time for all of us to get together. Besides that, they have their own summer workout that I'll be sending out, kind of similar to being normal. Where I expect them to do that over the summer. So they're preparing to be ready to go in August, so we don't have to waste time really conditioning. So as far as that goes, that won't change. But as far as actually getting everybody on campus to actually see each other before August, because I have girls that are signed that I haven't met yet because they signed during quarantine. So yeah.
Okay. Let's talk we'll start with Morgan. Morgan, you're from Shelbyville. You're a freshman, so you're not too far away from home. But tell us how this has impacted you from not only an athletic standpoint, but also an academic standpoint.
I just thought, it's a really big transition, especially in all my classes where they're all on campus, and then my teachers are having to rush and put it all online. And I feel like it's harder for some students to learn online than it is in class when they get that experience to ask questions and everything. And I think that's what I'm struggling with, is that disconnect between the student-teacher.
I think we can all relate to that as well as an instructor, for sure. So from an athletic standpoint, what have you been doing to keep your skills sharp?
Well, I just normally run throughout town, maybe 2 miles at most, or walk. And then we got workouts and stuff to do every day, and I've been doing that as well. So I've been trying to stay active during this.
And volleyball is a little bit different because it's not like you can just go out and shoot a basketball. It's a little bit of a different sport. So maybe if you have a family member or someone like that you can hit a ball around with, but otherwise you don't get to, I guess, utilize those skills as much.
Yeah.
Let's transition over to Lara and Carole, and they are from Brazil, and they are finishing up their freshman year here at Lakeland College. And my understanding is you ladies are still on campus, right? Is that correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's probably a very lonely place, the apartments over there. What have you been doing to keep busy during this time? And Lara, we'll start with you.
Well, I have been running a lot. I started to do some meditation and I study too. So my day is not like completely free. I have my tasks to do. So it's kind of not that bad.
Great. And Carol, how about you?
We have a sand court, kind of court outside. So sometimes we have time to play and stuff when the sun, like when outside's good, like today. But mostly it's like what Morgan say. We run and have
Do some workout.
do some workout.
And so you guys are roommates, is that correct?
No, I live in an apartment and she's my neighbor. So she lives.
Okay.
Yeah, we are neighbors.
Okay, great. So you've been keeping up your athletic skills. Academically, I can't imagine the transition as an international student coming to a foreign land and learning, much less having to do it online. So how has that transition been, Lara?
So for me, it has been so difficult. The first week, I kind of could not understand nothing. But so Kim, our director international, she started to talk with my teachers to like try to have an audio or something when I'm reading or whatever. So now kind of is easy, but not easy, but now I can understand better, but it's still kind of hard because I can't, as Morgan say, I can't ask the teacher what is my question, and when I am writing, it's still hard to like give what I want, to that you understand. So.
Sure, I understand that. Carol, same thing?
Yeah, definitely the same thing. It's really hard to understand. Even if like with a Zoom like this and a call, it's really hard to understand because sometimes you guys speak so fast, or the internet like doesn't work with your mouth. So it's terrible. It's really terrible. It's not just about the question, but about understand what the other person are saying. Yeah, it's hard.
I can certainly understand that. So let's talk a little bit about back home. So how has this affected your friends and family back home? And is it a similar situation in Brazil or different than what we're seeing here in the United States?
So the situation in Brazil is really similar. They have lockdown. Nothing is working, only the necessary place. And for me and my family and friends, they just stay home. My father is working because his work is necessary, but everybody is staying home there.
Okay. Carol?
My family, everybody's home too, but my parents are not working in the moment, and my sister, she was in French, so she come back home to kind of help my family. Yeah.
Great. Well, we wish them the best in this pandemic, that's for sure. Ashley, you talked a little bit about your season, off season, how that's impacted. We're not sure about how your season will be impacted, and let's hope that's not an issue, but very well could be. How about recruiting? How has that changed for you this season? Did you have most of your recruits intact? You alluded to that a little bit, but maybe go into a little more in depth about that.
Yeah, so I still had probably 5 scholarships to fill whenever we were, I say, kicked off campus, where we're longer to bring people on campus. I filled 4 of those, 4 or 5 of those, probably, yeah. So that's just like talking to them on the phone and not seeing them not coming to a visit. So just really, and just like really them like having faith with what I'm telling them is kind of just building that trust already too with your with having those student athletes being able to commit without really like coming to visit the girls, or really fortunate enough, Coach Larry and I did a virtual tour before we got kicked off campus, and we were able to send that to student athletes so they can actually see like the facilities, and I think that's helped a little bit. But we've never done this either, so it's like still nerve-wracking that I hope that the girls, once they get here, they seem pretty excited still, but I feel for them that they haven't got like the full experience that it would be like in a normal setting. But we have like 1 scholarship left open for waiting for a girl to commit. So I've done pretty well for what the situation is. So I'm pretty pleased with it.
Can you comment specifically or individually on any of those yet? Or
We have a middle from Puerto Rico coming. Not have to like think of it at the top of my head. We have a DS from Waverly, Illinois coming in. We have a DS from Cahokia, Illinois coming in. A transfer from Greenville University. She's originally from PV, Illinois. She's coming in the fall. I feel like I'm missing somebody.
okay, so you've been quite busy then, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's been a lot. I like signed probably 5 within 2 weeks. So it was really back to back to back. If anybody follows us on social media, it was like every other day I was, and that's awesome. It was a nice feeling to feel like that we were still getting some good recruits in during this time. So I'm excited. I think they've all been contacting the sophomores, or the Laura, Carol, and Morgan, and talking to them too. So trying to make it as normal as possible.
Great. Morgan, you'll be a sophomore next year. With just a 2-year school, you transition from a rookie to a veteran pretty quickly. Talk a little bit about your leadership role and what coach is expecting from you next year, and what you can do to help lead maybe during this transition.
Shoot.
Anybody? Let's start with Morgan on that one. So maybe in terms of keeping in touch with the future players, current players, what are you guys doing as a team, I guess, to make this transition or difficult time as easy as possible?
Well, we have like that group me app. So like we have all the new players and then us 3 and then coach in it. And then we have a group chat where it's just all the girls. So if they have questions or anything, like we can answer them, like about summer season. Like they asked if we ran a lot, and I said, well, we do run miles outside, so you better get prepared for that. I've also talked to one of the other girls, a DS, and she asked like a bunch of questions and stuff like that. I don't know.
Okay, great. How about future plans after Lakeland? You've still got another year of eligibility here. We hope you get that year in this upcoming season, but Laura and Carol, how about you guys?
Que perguntou? Me perguntou quais são os planos.
So I don't know yet. I hope like still playing and find a good university to play. And yeah, basically that.
Yeah, I'm still looking for. I'm not sure where I'm gonna transfer. We have that app field level, so technically it's make more easy. So we can just like see with coach what is better to us, what they can give it to us, and stuff like that. But I'm still looking for a scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you would like to transfer to somewhere in the United States, though, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And how about you, Morgan? Have you thought that far ahead yet?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to play on to another university or something like that. But I mean, if it doesn't work out, I've been always considering Air Force. So if I don't get a scholarship, then I'll do that, take that route.
Okay, great. All right, well, I think we're to the time now where I'm gonna fire off some questions to you quickly. I've been calling it the lightning round here. So just whatever pops in your head, feel free to go ahead and shout out, and I'll try to make known who can go first. All right, so tell you what, Ashley, we'll start with you. Let's go with favorite college class that you had when you were in school, and then the rest of you ladies can finish up with that.
Probably anything in like my master's program, because it's so specific to sports. I really enjoyed like my sports facilities and management class in my grad program. Also like sports ethics was really cool.
Okay. Morgan, favorite class that you're currently taking or have taken at Lakeland College?
Chemistry.
Chemistry, all right. Laura, how about you? What is your favorite class?
Intro psychology. Yeah, psychology.
Great. Carol?
Business class.
Only one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a person or persons you miss the most that you haven't been able to see since the pandemic has started? So Morgan, we'll start with you on this one.
I just think I miss most of like my friends and my classmates in all my classes.
Laura?
I have been missing my friends from Puerto Rico because like they just back to home, so I think it is them.
Okay. Carol?
Yeah, probably the boys she's seeing and my friends around here.
Yeah.
I miss seeing people besides Lara.
I think we all do. And Ashley, who do you miss the most at Lakeland College if you were to single somebody out?
Just like the trio office in general, just like the normalcy of going into the office and having like my dual monitors, and you take that stuff for granted when you have it, and just like the structure, and creating how to create like a new structure while at home. So yeah, just being on campus. I went and picked up the mail the other day and I saw Chief Branson, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad to see you.
It's different, that's for sure. All right, Laura, we'll start with you on this one. Who's your favorite athlete of all time? Favorite athlete?
Let me see.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes,
I don't even know who's my favorite.
All right.
I think it's Fofão. She's a setter in Brazil. She's an amazing player. She was setter. Yeah.
Carol?
Probably Destiny Hooker. She was national team here. On right side.
Okay.
Yeah, opposite side. Yeah, she's opposite. She was amazing.
She is amazing. Sure.
Morgan, we'll go with you next. Favorite athlete of all time?
I feel bad. I don't really have a favorite athlete. Like, I don't really watch much stuff.
Okay. Ashley?
It's hard to pick a favorite, but actually, because I watched the video, so I kind of had a preamble that you were going to ask this question. But I thought about Destiny Hooker too. Lindsey Berg was a USA setter as well. She was amazing. Carrie Walsh, Maria Sharapova. She just retired from tennis. But yeah, I have a lot.
Great.
I love sports, so any athlete.
Okay, and finally, anyone you want to give a special shout out to or send a special hello to today, whether it's here locally or maybe internationally, someone who you think will be watching this and you'd like to say hi to, or you can make it a couple of people. How about you, Morgan? We'll start with you on this one.
I'll just give a shout out to my mom because I know she'll be watching this at work or something, and then she'll message me, I just saw you online.
Great. Ashley, you're next.
All of the graduating sophomores that are kind of in a weird transition they're heading off to their 4 years, and then all the new freshmen that are coming in, hopefully they can see our faces because this is your 2020 sophomores and your head coach. So all to them that are coming in. So hello to them.
Great. Laura?
Probably I would like to send to my parents and my family because they may watch. So yeah.
Yeah, my family's not gonna say anything, but I'm gonna say hi anyways. And yeah, I love them and I miss them so much.
Yeah.
You can send it to them. Send the link.
Well, I hope they're able to see this, so in some capacity. So thank you very much for joining me today, ladies. It's been fun. Hopefully a little something different for you in the midst of some chaos, but a chance to do something a little bit different here today, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed talking to you, and I wish you the best. Hopefully we'll see you all on campus soon. That's the hope, at least. So take care, and we'll see you at Lakeland College, hopefully sometime sooner than later.
Sounds good. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
All right, this has been our Laker Landing, and we hope you've enjoyed it. We'll have another one next week for you as we'll focus on some of the basketball teams at Lakeland College. So have a great week, everyone.